Woo! 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 That's 7 woos for 7 goals and 2 periods of play until Ostman came in and just shut it down. Shut it down. For the Seattle Kraken as Utah just played that thing out. 7-1! 7-1 tonight for the Utah Hockey Club. They are in do or die mode. And tonight they dude. They dude. They the dudes. They, like, maybe the most decisive fight win of the season. This had a little bit of everything, you know. Huge hit. We'll talk about that. Decisive fight? Talk about that, although not really. I mean, there wasn't much to it other than, you know, Lawson Krause, huh? Beating the crap out of that guy. And goals on goals on goals. There was a lot of spreading it around tonight. 7 goals on the board. 7 different Utah Hockey Club players scoring goals tonight. And not only that, we got some bonuses that were earned by our rookies or young players on their entry-level contracts. And we got a couple awards to give out tonight. Man, we've got a great after the show, after the buzzer tonight here on Hive State Hockey. My name is Keith Schertz. Hello. It is great to see you. I'm so glad that you're here with us. Scotty, Car Wash, thanks for coming back and hanging out. If this is your first time here and you're checking us out after the buzzer or after, just to check out what people were saying on the internet about the Utah Hockey Club and this dominant win. If it's your first time here, I hope you enjoy it. It's a great place to come immediately following the buzzer of Utah Hockey Club games. Come hang out with us here and talk a little bit about the Utah Hockey Club and their players. There's only 3 more games. No, excuse me. 4 more games left this season. Just 1 more home game, though, left for the inaugural season in the Delta Center for the Utah Hockey Club. So, we got a lot going on there. And also, if you are return visitors like our friend Car Wash, if you're a return visitor like our friend Scotty, if you are back here frequently like our friend Sparky, welcome, and we congratulate you on your exceedingly fine taste. I am absolutely pleased and flattered that you guys would cut out a little time to hang out with us here and talk some Utah Hockey Club. Let's do it. Wow. Where to go? In the chat, here's the thing. You've got 7 people to choose from. This is the question. Favorite goal of the night? Mikhail Sergachev's opening goal. Found a way with the assist from Stenlin. That was a great pass from Stenlin. Clayton Keller's 27th goal of the season on that near post, beating the glove of Joey Decord, which was not hard to do tonight. Clayton Keller, though, 27th goal of the season, has the lead for most goals of any Utah Hockey Club player tonight. Kyler Yamamoto, after drawing the double minor, bleeding, being cut up. He's going to the bench. The trainer's looking at his freaking jaw and his lips. And then he's going out there to play on that double minor power play in that second power play unit. Finds a way to get a goal off of the stick of Kyler Yamamoto. That was a pretty great one. Lawson Krause, the turnover on the forecheck. Krause gets the unassisted finish on Joey Decord. How about Logan Cooley's finish on the sick pass from Dylan Gunther, the little tap in? That was some class. Made you go like, man, these two, Gunther and Cooley. What a combo. Nick Schmaltz's power play goal on the assist from Dylan Gunther. 3 assists tonight for Dylan Gunther. A lot of helpers. And then Michael Carcone with the little just slinging it at the goalie because the goalie, is a sieve, can't stop anything. Carcone takes the shot from the half board, and it goes into the back of the net on that one. So, favorite goal of the night. There you go. 7 potential people to pick from. Sergachev, Keller, Yamamoto, Kraus, Cooley, Schmaltz, or Carcone. I guess if you want to be a contrarian and you like Jared McCann's power play goal at the beginning of the third, I suppose you could do that. But then I'd say, get out of here. This is our place. This is the place. Okay? So, that is what we're looking at right now for this game. 7-1, lots of goals, lots of opportunity for people to go. And really, honestly, an unbelievable performance for Utah Hockey Club. Or was it an unbelievable performance in the sense of how bad it was for Seattle? That was we're on a back-to-back and we hate Dan Bylsma. They're just like, we've had it with this season. We've had it with this coach, and we're on our back-to-back and just we don't love Dan Bylsma. So, maybe we can get him fired. I don't know. It just seemed like something goofy was going on there. But yeah. So, fantastic performance tonight for Utah Hockey Club. Okay, couple things to watch out for. One thing that we watched out for was on that second power play goal from the left wing circle. Kyler Yamamoto flung in the one-timer off of Josh Doan's primary assist. For his second goal of the season, Doan's 12th assist of the season, and Logan Cooley had the secondary assist. Logan Cooley records his 35th assist of the season, which means that he has now triggered another entry-level contract bonus for himself. He takes home another $250,000 for his pass into the high slot to Josh Doan. So that is one of the best stick to take. That might be. It's certainly the most valuable pass that Logan Cooley has ever made. So that secondary assist gets him to his 35th assist of the year, and that's a cool $250,000 million for Logan Cooley. He has now gotten 2 ELC bonuses. That gets him to an extra $500,000 on the season. For a player that was on a base salary of $950,000, things are already going pretty good, but he adds $500,000 to his war chest of money. Beyond that, Logan Cooley can also reach 60 points on the season over the last 4 games. He just needs 3 more points. So some combination of goals and assists, 3 more points. If he gets to 60 points, he will get another $250,000 for that. Now, it maxes out once he's got $1 million of bonuses, but I'm all for Logan Cooley taking away Ryan Smith's money and doing everything in his power to say, give me that long-term 8-year deal this summer on the day that I'm eligible to get it. Hopefully, all of those things happen. It's the most important thing that Bill Armstrong has to accomplish during this upcoming offseason. But there we are. What is the percentage that they make it into the playoffs? Scotty, let's take a look. Last time we checked, 0.1%. Still probably 0.1%, but I'll check. Take a look. According to Money Puck, oh, they have Utah at less than 0.1% now. So it just says 0. It's not technically true, but it does mean they are in a position now where Minnesota has to lose out. Minnesota cannot win any of their remaining games, and Utah has to go undefeated the rest of the way. Now, Utah has a 3-game winning streak going. The longest winning streak they've had all season is 4 games. But here they go. Going into their last home game, you would expect them to have a little juice. Beyond that, they're playing the Nashville Predators, who've had a dreadful season. Kind of the year from hell for them. But yeah, Nashville is the next one. Line that up at Dallas, at Nashville, at St. Louis. So maybe 2 wins against Nashville. They got to find a way to get one against the Stars. And of course, St. Louis finally lost to Winnipeg the other night. So next to no chance to get into the playoffs, the only scenario is that Utah runs the table, goes on a 4-game win streak over these last 4, carrying in their 3. So a 7-game win streak to finish the season. And meanwhile, the Minnesota Wild would need to lose the remainder of their games. Tomorrow they play the San Jose Sharks at home. And San Jose is rotten. So they got to get San Jose. That's right, Car Wash. We got to have the Wild lose. They're a good team. Brock Faber, like him on the blue line, and I like who's the kid that's Boldy. Minnesota cannot get a point because even if they got a loser point along the way, and then Utah won out. I believe that would trigger a tiebreaker scenario, and the first tiebreaker is wins in regulation. Minnesota has 33, and Utah has 28. So even if they won all 4 of their remaining games in regulation, they would only finish with 32 regulation wins. Minnesota would get through on the tiebreaker. So yeah, Minnesota has to lose in regulation every single one of their contests the rest of the way in order for Utah to get in, and then Utah's got to go undefeated. So Nashville, at Dallas, at Nashville, at St. Louis, that's got to be 4-0. That's 8 points. For the Wild, they host the dreadful San Jose Sharks. But Macklin Celebrini, maybe Macklin Celebrini can go wild. He and Will Smith can find a way to go wild against the Wild and get the win. It is something to watch tomorrow night if you're a hockey fan and you want to see a good young team, and there's a lot of really good young players that are gonna be in the way of the Utah Hockey Club in the years to come, more likely than not. The Wild then play the Flames. That's not a gimme because the Flames are going to be in the mix. The Canucks are still in the mix, so the Wild, they have a home game against the Sharks. They go on the road against Calgary, on the road against Vancouver, and then they host the Anaheim Ducks. So they got a couple bottom feeders in there. Anaheim's not terrible, but there may not be a lot of motivation for the Ducks there. But the Sharks, that's the big one. If the Sharks somehow beat the Wild in regulation tomorrow, I like Calgary at home. I like Vancouver at home in that spot, especially if both of them continue to push and maybe can get there. And then, if Anaheim has the chance to knock out the Wild, that would be crazy. But again, it doesn't matter. Utah has to win out. And then the other part that we need, in addition to just that scenario, let me pull up my spreadsheet here. In addition to that scenario, they're also going to need Calgary to... They are at 87 points, so that would put Utah would finish with 92. Let me make sure that's right. Yep. Okay. So Calgary is at 87, so they can take a maximum of 4 points out of the final 6 games that they're going to play. So Calgary can win 2, but they cannot get any loser points. So Calgary can win 2, and we're going to need them to win at least 1, right? The one against Minnesota. So that's the one that so they've got to win the game that they're hosting against Minnesota, and then they need to lose basically all the other games. They can go 2-4 in their final 6. Meanwhile, Vancouver, if 92, which is funny that 92 has ended up being the number because that's the number that I predicted. It won't be the number because I don't think Minnesota is going to blow it the rest of the way. But it's interesting to think about. Vancouver, then, they've got 4 games left. And if they win all 4, they get to 93. So we don't want that to happen. But Vancouver can go 3-1 the rest of the way. And we need Vancouver we need them to beat Minnesota. But then they've got games at Colorado, Minnesota at home. They've got San Jose at home, and then Vegas at home. So there's a chance, right? There's a chance that they're probably not going to go 4-0 through that stretch. But that's what that looks like. So, okay, Minnesota has to lose out. Calgary has to go 2-4 down the stretch. And we need Vancouver to lose at least 1 more game. And then Utah has to win all 4. Did you follow all of that? So anyway, the Blues and Oilers are playing tomorrow. Yep, that one doesn't matter to us any longer. The Blues are just, they're on fire. Calgary versus the Ducks. Yep, we need Calgary to lose. That is the rooting guide. Yes, Calgary. Are they playing right now? Let me take a look. This is kind of fun. I do not expect everything that I just outlined to happen, but it's still fun to think about. Let me take a quick look. Colorado and Vegas, 2-2 late. Vancouver, that was an insane game. The way that Vancouver came back against Dallas, that was absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Okay. So, yes. So I'm looking. Yes. Okay. Calgary beat San Jose last night. I'm just doing a little upkeep here. Anyway, this isn't that fun. So we're going to move on. So there you go. They do not have 6 games left. I was wrong. So now let me just do. Okay. So one more time. 5 games left for Calgary. Calgary can go 2-3 in those 5 games, but they have to beat Minnesota. Vancouver has 4 games left. They can go 3-1, but they have to beat Minnesota. Minnesota has to go 0-4, and Utah has to go 4-0. It ain't happening, but there you go. So if any of those things falls through, then it's over. So, but the first things first, for the rooting guide, tomorrow we need the San Jose Sharks to not do what the San Jose Sharks do, which is lose hockey games. We need San Jose to get the big win over Minnesota. Maybe we'll do a live watch along or something for that. That might be kind of fun. And then that's at 6:00 tomorrow night. I can't do that. And then tomorrow night we also have Calgary and Anaheim. We need Anaheim. And then lastly, that's tomorrow. That's all we'll worry about. Just tomorrow. And then next we'll be back on Thursday to talk a little bit about the Utah and Nashville game. And of course, Utah's got to win that game. And so that's where we're at. Tomorrow, the rooting guide. We want Anaheim, and we want Anaheim and San Jose. Okay. Anaheim, San Jose. And I wonder, just because it'd be fun, I'm going to like FanDuel right now. Let's just take a quick look. It's blocked here in Utah, but I'd be curious. Let's take a look at what the sports book is saying. Anyway, it's long odds. It's long odds, but it'd be fun. It'd be fun to see what like a $5 bet would turn into to bet on all of the results that are necessary in order for Utah to get in. It would be a lot. So we'll do that here in a minute. Okay, so congratulations to Logan Cooley. Logan Cooley, he nets another $250,000 for himself, so congratulations to him. One of the best parts about hockey is that there are a ton of awards in the game. There's the Selke Award, which is for the best defensive forward. There are there's normal ones like the Hart Trophy, which goes out to the MVP. There's the Jack Adams Trophy, which goes out to the Coach of the Year. There is the Calder Trophy, which goes out to the Rookie of the Year. That's normal. But anyway, they have for whoever scores the most goals. And since we love hockey and we're big fans of it, we also give out trophies here on Hive State Hockey on After the Buzzer from time to time. There are actually 2 awards tonight to be given out whenever we get a win over the Seattle Kraken. There are 2 awards. So let's unveil that for the first time ever. This is the first win that Utah's ever had over the Seattle Kraken. And so let's unveil the first inaugural award. It is the Clay Bennett Award. And the Clay Bennett Award is awarded to the Utah player who stole the game from Seattle, if you don't get the reference. Clay Bennett is the billionaire who bought the Seattle Supersonics, swore up and down he would not move the team from Seattle, and then moved them directly to Oklahoma City. So anyway, in honor of Clay Bennett, we are honoring a player who most exemplified the spirit of Clay Bennett by stealing from Seattle. And the player who does that, who most exemplifies the ethos of Clay Bennett by stealing from Seattle tonight, the inaugural ever winner of the Clay Bennett Award, is Mikhail Sergachev. Congratulations to Mikhail Sergachev. An impressive performance tonight. 1 goal and 2 assists. He got everything going early on in the game. He set the tone early on in the game. He did his thing out there, quarterbacking the power play and getting the team set up for all of the domination that occurred tonight. So Mikhail Sergachev takes home the first ever Clay Bennett trophy. Congratulations. Congratulations to Mikhail Sergachev. He will proudly put that medal around the neck of his chickens. No question. No question about it. So that's the first award. And again, congratulations to Mikhail Sergachev. All those years, working on his strength and conditioning out in the tundra of Nizhnekamsk, Russia, working on his stick handling, figuring out how to put his shoulder pads and just bury somebody into the glass. That absolutely paid off because tonight he won the Clay Bennett Award for stealing the game from Seattle. The second prize of the night, I am so excited about this one. I actually think, and it's really prestigious to win the Clay Bennett Award. Like, incredibly prestigious. But this may become a more coveted title in the years to come. Here is the other trophy that is handed out whenever the Utah Hockey Club gets a victory over the Seattle Kraken. the Baby Got Back Check Award. Famously, let's get that on the screen again. There we go. The Baby Got Back Check Award is awarded to the Utah player who had the best hit against Seattle in victory. Sir Mix-a-Lot, of course, famously from Seattle. And so the award is given to the Utah player who has the best hit against Seattle during a victory. And that award goes to Kyler Yamamoto for his crushing hit on Josh Mahura. And you know what we're going to do? I'm going to play that again. We tried the video thing, and it's working sort of. Having some troubles with it. But look at that hit. Woo! One more time. Boom! He's just carrying the puck in. Guy comes in, and Yamamoto puts him into the ice. So, congratulations. Big moment for Kyler Yamamoto. Comes up from the AHL and finds his way into the lore of the Utah Hockey Club by getting the prestigious Baby Got Back Check Award in honor of the best hit by a Utah player against the Seattle Kraken in victory. And that's Kyler Yamamoto doing that to Josh Mahura. Fantastic stuff here tonight. How exciting is this? Boom! Oh, Kyler Yamamoto. Okay, so there you go. That is our award ceremony tonight, honoring Kyler Yamamoto for the Baby Got Back Check Award and Mikhail Sergachev for the Clay Bennett Award. Congratulations. Terrific performances tonight. Yamamoto, big hit, and he scores a goal. He draws the double minor. That looked pretty painful. That looked like no fun at all. Like, if you could pick a player to not, that would be that. Look at her butt song to this award. Yeah, for Baby Got Back Award. Yes, it's referring to the great Sir Mix-a-Lot. So, there you go. And Yamamoto's from Spokane. Holy cow. You know what? We'll post it on Instagram. We'll tag Kyler Yamamoto. I'm sure he'll be tickled pink. He's from Spokane. Okay. Awesome. It's serendipity. He played for Seattle for a little bit too, I believe. But anyway. Okay. So Kyler Yamamoto gets the Baby Got Back Check Award. Because we don't want none unless you got hits, hun. That's the reality of it all. Okay, that's tonight's award ceremony in celebration of the big 7-1 victory over the Seattle Kraken. What a time. And since we love bonuses and we want people to take, money, just so you know, it was a big night for Dylan Guenther. 3 assists. And I believe 2 of them were on the power play, which is great. One of them was just a rebound that was collected by Schmaltz. Schmaltz just had the poke in, he got that thing. The pass on 5-on-5 right to the front with Logan Cooley. That wasn't just bad goalkeeping by Joey Decord, who had a horrible night for the Kraken. But the pass from Dylan Guenther in 5-on-5 to get it to the front, to get it to Logan Cooley into the net, that would have been scored on any team in the National Hockey League, really. That was incredible execution by that squad. And then he gets a secondary assist on the Clayton Keller snipe, the second goal of the night. So Dylan Guenther gets 3 assists. That gets his total to 30 assists. He's 5 more assists away from getting to his ELC bonus for him because he's a little bit older player. He was drafted a year before. It's $212,500. Still a really, really great bonus and really nice bonus. He has a long-term deal signed, so it's not like he's going to be hurting for money, but I will say still cool to see him do it. So if he gets 5 more assists, he'll get another $212,000. So something to cheer for over the last 4 games is a lot of assists by Dylan Guenther. Logan Cooley, as we mentioned, 3 points away from 60 points, which gets him a bonus. And Guenther is 4 points away from getting his 60th point, which gives him a bonus. So both of them are chasing 60 points. And Guenther, if he can get 5 more assists over the last 4 games, he will make a nice little amount of money for himself. So rooting for him with all of that. So we've talked about playoff scenarios. We've given out awards tonight. We've talked about the good hit by Yamamoto. We've had a grand old time. We've had almost as much fun as the Utah Hockey Club did at the expense of the Seattle Kraken. So yeah, and it was nice, by the way. It was nice to beat the Kraken. Both of the games that we lost to Seattle earlier in the year, they were both in Seattle, but they were kind of confusing performances. They were games where it just didn't make a whole lot of sense. Utah would be in control, and then in the third period, Seattle would come storming back, and they'd come away with a win. Tonight, it was great to see them just get out there and go to work. From a real perspective, it's like really important. One of the things that happened early in the game that got them kind of in a groove is the goal that Clayton Keller scored on the power play. That happened because the penalty was drawn by Logan Cooley. Okay, Logan Cooley went to work, and he got tripped. He skated hard. Brandon Montour tripped him up, and that's the way that went. Evans had a cross-checking against Clayton Keller. So again, if the leaders of this team can go in there and kind of annoy other teams' blue liners and just kind of skate hard, like, they're going to draw penalties. They're just going to draw penalties. And, Yamamoto gets in there, and Alexiak didn't mean to necessarily, high stick Yamamoto and cut him open. But, again, that all is because you're going in hard on the forecheck. So it was really the forwards doing their work on the forecheck, which was creating all of those power play opportunities, which then gave a chance for this team to go to work and get 3 goals in the first period, 4 goals in the second period, and then skate out the final 20 minutes as if there was nothing on the line, which is great. Take the drama out of the game. It's a big spot, but why put yourself in a position to have to play with pressure if you can get man advantages and your power play can be clinical? That is absolutely something that you want to do. The other thing that they did really well tonight is they just generated a ton of shots, just a ton of opportunities. 41 shots tonight on goal, not very many blocked shots, not very many missed nets. And, Joey Decord he didn't know how to stop the puck. Now, who did know how to stop the puck for Seattle was in third period they brought in, and in his NHL debut, the Ostman from Sweden. Ost in Swedish, that is the Swedish word for cheese. So, translated from Swedish, cheese man. These are the sort of things that you get on After the Buzzer here on Hive State Hockey. Cheese man. So we had cheese versus veggie in the third period. And actually, cheese won. And, for those of us who haven't become really disciplined when they're at the old platter at a nice spring Easter egg hunt that's going to happen in a couple weeks, you're gonna be faced with this choice. You can grab some veggies or you can grab some cheese. You're gonna probably take the cheese. You shouldn't, but you're probably gonna. So congratulations to Cheeseman, to Ostman from Seattle. He played great. I thought he played pretty good tonight on a night where things were really, really rough. He faced 12 shots. Lawson Krause had a really excellent opportunity, and Ostman did a great job of getting the save there. Veggie, obviously, Jared McCann, when he's that close and they're on the power play, that is a very difficult thing to manage and handle. It was a well-executed power play, so they did a good job there, and that's basically all the good things that they have. But that's where they're at. So we had Veggie versus Cheese tonight, and that was a good it was a good third period matchup when there wasn't a whole lot to play for. There was a lot of energy that was coming out of Vemelka. If they get eliminated, they should give Veggie a break. Scotty, I don't know. I assume that two things are happening. Veggie is probably saying, like, I'm good. And Bill Armstrong, because he just seems this way, the general manager, he's probably taking a look at all these games that Veggie has played in a row, and he's like, he can rest when he's dead. When you're going to get a lot of rest? In a coffin someday. He didn't get a ton of work tonight. He faced 19 shots, saved 18 of them. But he did take one straight off the noggin. That probably hurt because it was laid into, right? It was Brandon Montour. It was quite a heavy slap shot. It went into Vemelka's noggin. He made the save there. So that's one that probably takes its toll. But yeah, Veggie is... he hasn't quite reached Darcy Kemper yet, but it seems like they are very committed to continuing to let him play. Goalies did used to play 70 games, and, the last kind of vestige of all that was Martin Brodeur. Typically, the stats indicate that, tired goalies, they burn out, right? They have lots of bad performances. There were some bad performances, right? We saw them, and right when they needed them in crunch time, they lost a few games because of some of those performances that came along, and so I think we talked about it on one of our After the Buzzers, right, where we talked about how in March Veggie's statistics fell off a cliff, right? He had been one of the top 10 goalies in hockey for a long time, and then in March it fell apart for him. So yeah. It is better to get a higher draft pick, but I don't know that that's the point of what they're trying to accomplish at this point. I think they'd rather push until they're absolutely out. So, yes, if they happen to lose to Nashville, or if San Jose loses tomorrow to the Wild, then I think there's a very good chance that Matt Villalta will be in net against Nashville. But if San Jose happens to beat Minnesota, and if Anaheim happens to beat Calgary, I think there's a really... Well, if we'll just start with the one. If San Jose beats Minnesota, you're definitely getting Veggie. You're getting Veggie against Nashville, but you're right. Villalta should probably get some work just to see what he is and how that'll come about. So, unless they want to break the Darcy Kemper thing, since he was the last one to play this many games in a row in 2019 for the Los Angeles Kings. Okay. Well, if you've had fun here tonight, if you've hung out with us, if you've enjoyed the Ward segments, if you've felt the joy of being a Utah Hockey Club fan, so much so that you feel like you need to have a celebration shower, like my man Car Wash, I invite you to like the stream, tell your friends about what we do here at Hive State Hockey After the Buzzer. I have a bunch of things that I've put together as soon as the season is over to put out for videos, just recaps and highlights. You know how if you've looked, you can see all the goals scored by members of this team last season. So I have those posted. We're going to be doing that again this year. For this year's team, so we enjoy that. Let's do it one more time, just because it's such an honor. It's just such a moment. So the inaugural winner of the Clay Bennett Award, Mikhail Sergachev. Congratulations to him and his 12 chickens. 1 goal, 2 assists, stealing the game from Seattle, embodying the spirit of Clay Bennett. And also, Kyler Yamamoto. Congratulations to him for the best hit against the Seattle Kraken. He gets the Baby Got Back Check Award. So good for Yamamoto, a Spokane, Washington native. Well, you're going to have to, Car Wash, as soon as we're done here. or you just do whatever you want to do. That's fine. Okay. All right. Hey, friends, thanks for hanging out. I hope you've had a good time here. Again, give us the big thumbs up if you've enjoyed the stream and you've enjoyed the hang. We will be back on Thursday following the final home game of the inaugural season of the Utah Hockey Club against the Nashville Predators. And hopefully tomorrow we'll get good results out of the San Jose Sharks. So go Sharks. I don't like it, but go Sharks. And we will see you Thursday. Until then, take care of yourselves. Have a very good evening. And get some quality rest. Get some quality rest. All right. Take care of yourself. We'll see you soon.